Hello guys, in this video I'm going to introduce you to the PID killer, the Active Disturbance Rejection Control System or ADRC. It's widely considered as one of the best alternative to PID, and today we are going to compare them head to head. Before we get to the killer, let's start about the victim. The PID controller have three main parameters: the P value, the I value, and the D value. To make it simple, imagine you are driving a car and you need to stop your front wheels exactly on the specific line. To get to the line, you need to press the gas pedal. That's your proportional or P value. If you press it too hard, your P value is too high and you will overshoot the line. To stop overshooting, you hit the brakes. That's your D value or derivative. If your D value is too high, the car becomes sluggish and takes forever to reach the line. The throttle and brake will eventually reach a point where the engine doesn't have enough torque to move, because small error results in small proportional correction. The motor can't fight the D value's braking effect. This is why the integral value is so important. Think of I as a guy standing outside the car, looking at exact position and physically pushing the car those last few inches forward or backward to get it perfectly on the line. Now you can tune the PID perfectly through trial and error, but there is a massive problem. What happens if you add few passengers to the car? Suddenly the car is heavier. The throttle responds differently, the brake responds differently, and the guy pushing from outside doesn't have enough strength to move it anymore. Your perfectly tuned car is completely ruined and you need to start all over again. Tuning them under changing load is still a nightmare. This is where Active Disturbance Rejection Control saves the day. The ADRC does not react, it actually predicts and estimates how the system, like our motor, will behave, and it actively cancels out any external disturbance. It's essentially a model-free system that actively thinks about how the motor is doing. In ADRC, we mainly deal with two orders to make things practical for our microcontroller. The first order is used for velocity control and the second order is used for position control. Since we are building a servo system today to control the exact position of our motor, we are going to focus on second order of ADRC. This is how the wiring for the servo looks like. After powering, if the motor continuously rotating rather than holding position, you need to swap these two pins. You can watch my previous video for more information. In DRC controller, there are three parameters. The first one is controller bandwidth. This is how aggressive your motor wants to be. Increasing this will make your motor faster and more steady or more rigid. Decreasing this will make your motor smoother but lazier or softer. If you increase this too much, the motor will vibrate or oscillate because the motor is trying to reach faster than the hardware physically can. The second one is observer's bandwidth. In ADRC, there is an extended state observer. This is the parameter where the controller realizes a disturbance have occurred. So, rule of thumb, you should set this 3 to 5 times higher than the controller bandwidth. Increasing this will give much better stability. If you increase this too much, it will also start to sense the noise from the sensor and try to remove that, making the motor vibrate. Now the third one is the compensation factor or gain. This represents the system's responsiveness or the motor effectiveness. It tells the controller how much punch the motor has. It scales the control signal before it sends to the motor driver. If the motor feels weak or can't hold its weight despite higher bandwidth, this value might be low. Just by calibrating the motor gain, you could get smoother control even with the default stiffness and observer value. I was able to get my motor to be stable at 500. You can change this parameter for your motor and it will run smoothly. We have the motor here, AS5600, the magnetic encoder, our ESP32S3 and the motor driver. Starting with PID controller, as an example, I calibrated this PID. As you can see, I have a load there, and when I request for 90 degree, I get 90 degree. Then I request 60 and I get 60. There are errors, but it is fine. I connected the Allen keys longer side to the motor. Now I'm going to change it and connect the shorter side to the motor, and we will see how much it changes. When I request, the motor is already having stability problems. As you can see, it is oscillating because it was calibrated for that. As you can see, there is some overshoot there, but it stopped and got me 60 degree. Then I changed to 100. There is still small oscillation, as you can see there. Now let's move on to ADRC controller. The code for ADRC is the link in description below. You can download it and upload the code to our ESP32 using Arduino IDE. So in here, 0 degree, there was some vibration, but it's stabled out. Then I changed to 230, and you can see it's stable. $270, and you can see it's great. So I changed the observer to 300, and now I get more stability. I decrease the motor gain. So as you can see, I changed the stiffness, and let's see how it changes the motors. It was faster, as you can see there. Now I increase it more. I'll increase the stiffness more, and I will show you guys how stiffness affect. As you can see, the motor is much stiffer. So if it's low, as you can see, it is not that stiff, it's so smooth. Now I changed it to 200, and you can see it is a lot stiffer. And there is no vibration, as you can see there. When I change the motor gain, it is now stable. And consider to subscribe, and thank you for watching.